What up, it's Wes. I'm back again. Tonight's topic is about kind of how I started getting into gig work. I actually started off with rideshare first. So that's kind of the topic I wanted to touch base on. So, actually, not many gig workers can say this, but my father was a cab driver for 30 years, and I saw Uber and Lyft destroy his cab business. So, yeah, back in when Uber was getting real hot, real big, and it started ruining the taxi business, my dad would come home when I still lived with them. Like, mind you, I didn't move out of my parents' house until I was. This is embarrassing, but it's the truth. Like, and if things didn't get better, you're looking at a 40-year-old virgin. But I just missed that by a little bit. Anyways, um, back in like 2000, I want to say like 10, 11. Yeah, Uber and Lyft was getting pretty hot, and it like was ruining the cab business. Like I'm sure everybody remembers. And my dad was a cab driver from like the late '80s into like the early 2010s, and he got by on a lot of independent contractor work, like being a cab driver, and he used to stock vending machines and. Yeah, dude. People don't know about that Jeff Thomas, dude. But anyway, so he was coming home panicking, freaking out. He's like, if Uber gets to Palm Springs Airport, I'm screwed. And they did. And yeah, I saw Uber and Lyft like destroy my dad's cab business. And he had his little card back then, Jeff's Cab, and it was sick, dude. But yeah, so I saw Uber and Lyft destroy my dad's cab business, and I think about the old phrase, if you can't beat them, join them. So guess what he does now? He drives for Uber. He just like gave in, dude, and it was bad. Like there was like I heard like 10 cab driver suicides in New York City, and there was all this violence and like protests. They're like fuck Uber and shit. Like I saw a video of like a cab driver jumping on on an Uber one time, and I've got some dirty looks from cab drivers. I had like a cab driver like tailgate me one time. But anyways, back to it. So spring 2018, I'm like I'm like just shitty because I'm at Amazon. I want some overtime. I'm not getting it, and all the seasonals, the white badges, kept taking it all. And my girlfriend, who's now my wife at the time, was like, "You should try Uber and Lyft. You'd be really good. You're really chill. You're a good driver." I was like, "No, no." I was like really scared. I was really scared at first. I was like, I'll never forget my first couple of Uber and Lyft rides. That absolute nervous wreck. Like my heart was pounding, and I was just like, like it was pretty funny. Like so, it got better, and I got a lot more comfortable. I learned from some good people. Like my dad told me all this advice, and I was hitting up some YouTube channels. That was the first time I heard any gig work stuff. I was like rideshare professor and some other like random people, and yeah, when I do Uber and Lyft, like I keep my car clean, freaking I don't play offensive music. I won't listen to rap and metal with my passengers, like or anything with like cussing or anything that's sexual. Like I'll have like my little like chill out vibes, sunset chill on Spotify, like my little spa music. Because I remember rideshare professor saying like your Uber must be a spa on wheels. Yeah, straight up like my rideshare drivers. Yeah, dude, I gotta watch out with that voice because he'll get offended. The homie Bam Bam, dude. Like I remember that. But anyways, yeah. So like I just want to share some of my favorite Uber and Lyft passenger stories. Like usually I just pick up a bunch of like random like college students. Like most like don't want to say a word to me. Like I understand like I'm a stranger, you're a stranger. It's cool. And yeah, I've had people slamming my doors, stuff like that, and like I started to share some like my most memorable Uber and Lyft rides. Like probably like the worst ones, the scariest ones were like this one drunk dude one night. Like I accidentally rolled up the window up on his finger, and he got really freaking angry with me. It was an accident, and I didn't mean to. And like it's dark, and I'm like, hello for this person. And he's like, he didn't say anything. And then he rolled my window down. I didn't know. So, and then I'm like, why's my window open? So I rolled it up. Ah! I rolled up the window on his finger. And and he got really mad at me. He's like, "You fucking with me?" I'm like, "No, I didn't know your finger was there. I'm so sorry." And then he just was like, I heard him like laughing in my backseat. I got really scared. He's like, "You gonna take me home?" I'm like, "No, I'm not, because I'm like threatened here." And it was just really bad. It was like the longest like ride to the Food for Less ever, and yeah, it was pretty bad. It was an accident. I didn't mean to roll up the window on his finger, and I didn't know my window was rolled down. Like I was like, why do I hear the wind? So I rolled up the window right on his finger. He's like, ah. Anyways, but I'll never forget this one group I took to this like country concert. It was like super disrespectful. They started like making fun of me in my own car. I almost like lashed out at them and kicked them out of the car. I kind of wish I did. So I'm taking them and stuff. They're asking me all these like stupid questions, and then like I remember they just started getting disrespectful. Like, "Oh, he has a name." They're like laughing at me and shit. And like I was getting like really mad. Then the traffic to these stupid concerts at DeBoer, these like little raves in San Bernardino where it's just like Sodom and Gomorrah. Like you just like see these like the way these like kids dress and stuff. I had to take these like kids to these like raves where they do drugs and party and hook up. But like I was getting so mad because they just started making fun of me on my own car. And then this girl in the back says like, "1 star." I heard her say that in the back. She's like, "1 star." I was like, I remember like I was so mad. Like they got out and walked. They were laughing at me and shit. And I just like signed off and like had sushi with the girlfriend. It was stupid. Like then like yeah, a lot of people high and drunk, stuff like that, and like freaking I'm trying to remember like some the ones that stand out. I had these like two girls like fighting over like a charging cable. Like I had like Android and iPhone, and they're all high on coke because they kept like with their nose like bitch, bitch, and they start like back and forth with the cord. It was kind of funny. And like yeah, these one girls like they didn't like my jazz music. Like I said, I put on stuff that's chill. I won't play rap and metal with the passengers. And these girls go into like some little rap show, like we are not listening this to the club. And they start laughing at me and shit. I'm just like, and yeah, I got hit on a few times. Like, I remember I took this one group of girls to like a club, and like 3 were in the back seat, and one in the front was just like, "Hey," and I was just like, "Hi." And I was getting tempted, dude. It was bad. Like, I didn't want to look at her because it was like really bad. She's like, "Do you like this song?" And I'm just like, "Yeah." Like trying to tune her out. It was like really bad. Like I didn't want to make eye contact with her. It was so bad. I could just feel like, "Hey," like the whole time. It was bad, dude. I was just like thinking about my girl in the back of my head, like, "Don't do this, Wes. Like, see what she's doing." And I had another lady I picked up at Walmart that was like so impressed with my service. She was just like, she got so mad that the last Uber driver canceled in her face. She's like, "I love your service." And I'm like, "Oh, thank you." And then it got kind of quiet. He goes, "I want your number." I'm like, "Oh, I'm married and stuff." And she's like, I am too. And she started laughing and shit. Like she was half serious, but not. Yeah, and I'm like, and she's like, "I want your number." Like this lady I picked up at Walmart, I'll never forget her. It was pretty funny. And I had some like drunk ass guy start yelling at me about electricians. I'll never forget that guy. I took him to some like ghetto bar in Reno Valley called the Shark Bar. And like this dude was like, "I need electricians. You know any electricians?" Like I'm like, "No, sir, I don't know any electricians." He's like, "Let me know if you know any electricians." Like, this guy started getting mad at me if I knew any electricians. Like if I know any electricians. I'm like, "No." This guy was like, this guy was on something else. But like, yeah, it's just I'll do rideshare if I have to, dude. But it's like I kind of prefer to deliver food because it's like way more chill. And that's the problem. What I noticed in the gig economies, there's way too many people on the food side, and a shortage of drivers doing rideshare. Because it's like, yeah, I think a lot of these little um, gig workers, or yeah, these little gig tubers, like, "Here's my DoorDash earnings. Here's my Grubhub earnings. this is how much I made with Instacart. Like, yeah, this is all you want to do is post your little ride-alongs, like, straight up, like, why don't you, like, I don't know, I'm just, like, really salty. Like, why don't you, like, tell the truth? Like, I'm just trying to get ad revenue from YouTube. Like, I don't care if I oversaturate your market. Like, straight up, dude. Like, how do you feel about them apples, dude? Remember Goodwill Hunting when he's like, how do you feel about them apples? You know, grapefruit. Anyways, like, that's all I can really think of, dude. Like, is I have some more, but I, like, kind of, like, spaced out. But, yeah. Anyways, dude, like, I probably forgot some, but anyways, it's been about 10 minutes, so I'm gonna wrap this up. All right, then.